Let's talk a little bit about money. All right, let's talk a little bit about money because this is the topic. It's always on the top of everyone's mind. Everyone wants to know about money. They want to know how to make more of it, why they aren't making it. They want to know, the secret sauce. They want to know how to save it, take it from other people. Money is like this emotional topic that everyone, it's like oxygen. Everyone needs and everyone can relate to in one way, shape, or form. All right. Now, the older I get, the more I realize that we can only attract what we're prepared for. Simple as that. We can only attract what we're prepared for. Now, in this topic today, I'll only talk about finances. I'll only talk about accumulating wealth. But obviously, this is going to apply in every area of your life. Now, let's talk about money. You can only attract what you're prepared for. I'm going to probably walk about a mile in my house right now. So if you guys see me walking, I'm sorry. But you can only attract what you're prepared for. And, I had to realize this. Like, I started off my whole entrepreneurial journey, I kid you not, before trading, before entrepreneurship, before I ever, yada, 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 I was a normal guy, just like everybody else. I was a normal guy, and I had this dream to go to my dream school and become a stud and, like, be a frat star. And I don't know about a frat star, but if not frat star, I wanted to be, like, just the man on campus that gets all the girls and, yada, yada, yada. That's what I wanted to do. And, it's funny because I didn't even graduate high school on time. I had to get my GED. So I had to, figure out how to make this dream happen, okay? So I figured out how to make it happen. I get into college. I went to Arizona State, and it all blew up in my face. Just like that. All blew up in my face. I worked my ass off. I didn't have a high school diploma, so I had to get my GED. I had to really go the extra mile to get myself into school. And I got there, didn't do the best with grades, but that's not why it blew up in my face. It blew up because I couldn't afford it. I couldn't afford the shit. I worked so hard to get there, and I couldn't afford it. So here's the thing. We can only attract what we're prepared for. We can only attract what we're prepared for. Now, some people may say, what does that mean? Why you not finishing school because you couldn't afford it? What does that mean? How does that apply to you attracting what you were prepared for? Are you saying you weren't prepared for school? That might be the question here. But here's the thing. When that blew up in my face, okay? When all that blew up in my face, it was already purposeful. It was already purposeful. It was already me attracting what I was prepared for. All right? Now here's what happened. I went to college for the summer semester, and I went to college for the fall semester. By spring, I couldn't afford it anymore. All right? I couldn't get loans approved. I remember coming home for winter break in December and telling my mom, I said, look, I am willing to be homeless. Because she was like, oh, you could come back and go to a JUCO. You can go to a community college, whatever. And then you work your way back up into Arizona State. And I said, you know what? I'd rather be homeless than let that happen. That's me giving up. And that was the first time. I ever made a real fucking decision like that. And I had to cuss because I love to cuss. That's my thing. You guys are going to realize that over time with more and more of my content. But I made a real fucking decision. How many people make half-assed decisions? It's 99% of people. I made a real fucking decision that I was not going to give up. That I'd rather be homeless than come home, just take it in stride, let it knock me over and go to a JUCO. Okay? And it's not that my mom was trying to discourage me. She was just trying to find solutions. Now, when I got back to Arizona State, I couldn't afford it. I was not in classes. I still had my dorm, but I was not in classes. They found out. It took them a second, it took them a little bit of time, but they found out I wasn't in classes. They came to the door, came knocking, hey, Nehemiah, we found out that you're not in classes. You have 2 weeks to be out of here, or we're going to have to escort you out by the police. It happened like that. Now, at the time, I'm 19, 20 years old. I think I just turned 20, and because I had to take a year off after high school to get my GED and stuff. So I had just turned 20 in the spring semester. And at the time, I'm like, man, like, what did I do to deserve this? Like, I worked so hard to get to this level, you know, to get to college and show people I'm not dumb and yada, 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 yada. I had so much just weight on my shoulders at the time that it seemed. But that's what pushed me into entrepreneurship. Because that first decision, when I said I'd rather be homeless, my second decision was I don't want money to ever be a factor between me and my goals ever again. Okay? Ever again. And that's what sparked me into entrepreneurship. So now the original point was you can only attract what you're prepared for. At the time, I didn't think I was prepared for them to come knocking at my door. I didn't think I was prepared for that. I didn't think that I was prepared to get an apartment, a one-bedroom apartment that had a move-in special for $250, just paying security deposit, and my first month rent was free. I didn't think that I was prepared to sleep on the floor until I had a friend hook me up with some old furniture. I didn't think that I was prepared for a lot of these things. And it applies to your finances. It applies to wealth. If you want millions of dollars, if you want to break yourself out of the 9-to-5 rat race, if you want to break yourself into financial freedom, you have to really look at yourself and look at the situations that you're going through and start to make real decisions, and you will attract what you're prepared for. Okay? I don't want that to go over your head. Start making real fucking decisions in your daily life. Okay? Not just, oh, that sounds cool. Like, oh, man, like, oh, dang, that would be awesome. People do that all the time. They do that all the time, and they don't make a real decision like, I'm going to make that fucking happen. And they don't do it. And then it just goes on by, and they keep complaining, and they stay in the same place. You can only attract what you're prepared for. If you want millions of dollars, if you want to get out of the rat race, when you have those ideas, that is your time. That is the universe telling you you're about to get what you want. You're about to get what you want. You just had a creative idea, or you see an opportunity to make some money. You see something in your face. You're kind of skeptical. You don't know. You're lazy as shit. Whatever things are holding you back, the opportunity in front of you is your ability to attract what you want. You got to understand. You got to read the signs. You got to read between the lines. Read between the lines. When they showed up at my door that day, that was my fucking opportunity to get into where I live now. You think I'm complaining about a fucking dorm? No. And this isn't bragging. It's not bragging at all. I just want you to understand how opportunities present themselves. Opportunities present themselves as us. As us. That's what opportunities present themselves as, is we are seeing ourselves in an opportune moment. Don't let that go over your head. Whenever you see a possibility, when you think on something like, dang, that could be really cool, that could be really profitable, I could actually see that working. I could see that going viral. I could see that blowing up. That is your opportunity. That is a possibility. And what you're doing is releasing a possibility, an opportunity into the world, into the universe. And all you have to do at that opportune moment, right then and there, is just say, look, I don't care what happens. I'm going to fucking decide right now that I'm going to make that happen at all costs. At all costs. I'm going to make a real fucking decision right now. And I'm going to make that happen. No one's going to stop me. Nothing's going to stop me. No, heaven or hell can't stop me. I'm going to make a real decision right now to make that happen. Peace, guys.